is Tuesday, so that can only mean one thing, right? Tuesday at 1 o'clock on air with Russell of Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. This is show number 328. This is the monologue section, right? So it gives me time to kind of make sure I'm live on the platforms I'm supposed to be live on. And then hold on one second. Let me see if this thing is gonna work for me today. No, it's not. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Instagram. Now, I don't know what I did. I think, a lot of times we say operator error, it's that person's fault, it's my fault. But I was doing this before. I was able to go live on Instagram before, but for whatever reason, for the last 2 weeks, I'm not able to do it now. Did Instagram change something? I don't know. But anyway, regardless, we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, which is a gaming platform, and Facebook. And that's my OG Facebook page. So if you follow me on Facebook, you already know. You don't have to like, oh, let me find another, Russell's other Facebook page. No, this is it. I finally was able to find my password and all that kind of stuff, or redo my password or whatever. So once again, this is the monologue section. This just gives me a chance to kind of make sure things are working the way they're supposed to, and let you know that the chat is open. So feel free, if you are there, you see me. This is live, right? This is not recording or anything like that. This is live. 1 o'clock on, well, it's actually 101 now, on Tuesday, January 20th. Okay, so and yeah, this is what I'm wearing today. What do you guys think about my fit? You ever see I'm a big like WNBA fan. Okay, the women on there, they play, it's basketball, right? So, and even the tennis and all that, they're always referring to their fit. Like, what are they wearing? Hey, what do you think about my fit today? Or I'm rocking this, I'm rocking that. So what do you think about my fit? Okay, I got away from wearing the blazers maybe a couple years ago, and someone had reached out to me and said, "Hey, you need to start wearing a jacket, a blazer, or something." I'm like, "No, I'm trying to be, as casual as I can, um, but still be cool, still look good, and still look professional, right?" So I'm still looking professional. It's just that some people evolve with the times and some people don't, right? And I just think that I'm more comfortable. And I think maybe you reach more people if you're comfortable in your fit, right? So I used to wear a blazer, a jacket, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, you know what? This ain't me right now. So I'm not doing it anymore. So once again, chat is open. Feel free to make your comments. I do. Um, what am I trying to say? I'm all about engagement. I love engagement. I love, to see comments. Only thing I want people, when you make comments, let me know where you're from. Where are you tuning in from? Not like where you're from in the world and where were you born and all that. No, where are you tuning in from today, right now, as we speak? So there you go. So once again, this is the monologue. We will do the intro in a minute, and then we'll get this party started. I always have it. Always showcase a hotel. So that's one thing that I always do. So, regardless if this is the show on air with Russell of Hotels or the daily check in, which is another show that I do on Monday, Wednesdays, Thursday, and Friday, this show here on air, show number 328, comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. Now, this show has always been the same time. Like you watch your favorite show on TV, right? So maybe your favorite show is The Big Bang Theory. Okay, The Big Bang Theory comes on at this time on this channel or whatever. Okay, so it's like that all the time, right? Well, same thing for here on air with Russell of Hotels. Since its inception, which is 328 episodes ago, I've always been doing this at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays. Okay, only thing that has changed are the platforms that I use now. Back in the day, this was a traditional podcast where it was just 100% podcast. So it was on podcast platforms and all that kind of stuff. Well, when the advent of Facebook Live came about, I kind of went over to Facebook Live because I thought, well, and I still think that audio is good, video with audio is better. Okay, because now you get to see who the heck you're dealing with, right? You get to see this, you get to see my fit and all that stuff in all this splendor. Okay, so there you go. So, and this became, then different platforms started coming up. You got StreamYard, you had Ecamm, um, what Zoom and all them, and then Restream, which I use now. So, and then there's some other ones that popped up as well. So, I think I'm okay with Restream, other than it doesn't connect with Instagram for whatever reason. Let me just try it again. I'm good on trying things more than once, but if they don't work, that's okay. But anyway, all right. So this is, once again, this was the what do you call it? The monologue. So I'm gonna get this party started. I'm gonna start the intro. We're gonna come back. Remember, we're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So if you want to make a comment, feel free. The chat is open. Make a comment, and we'll go from there. Okay. So give me a minute or so. 2 and 2. I'll be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds, and we'll get this party started. We'll get it started in here. Hey, once again, Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You know that show, On Air with Russell of Hotels. This is show number 328, live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn, live on Twitch, and live on Facebook. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Did you guys see the intro? I mean, you see various pictures of people in there. A lot of those are hospitality professionals. They can be meeting planners. They can be hotel people. DMO, they may work for a DMO or a CVB. It's all about capturing those people. It's all about connecting with those people. And that's what I do, because I myself, for people that don't know, yeah, I do this show. I'm the host of this show, On Air with Russell of Hotels, but I'm actually a working meeting professional or hotel site selection. So I have clients that I, find hotels for them all over the world, right? So literally all over the world. So those are things that I do. Also, I'm all about elevating brands, right? So that's the big thing. People come on because I want to elevate their brand. I invite people to come on the show so we can have a chat, we can have a conversation, because I'm trying to elevate people's brand. I'm trying to elevate your brand. If you're in the hospitality space, you need to come on. You need to come on. And in fact, I have a list of people that want to come on, and it's just that we have to figure out the schedule, right? So it's just like, I want you on, but when do you want to come on? Let me know. Give me some dates. It has to be on a Tuesday. Okay. It has to be a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So you can be live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Okay. So there you go. I see a comment already. I think I see a comment. Let me see. Good morning, Russell. Hey, what's going on? Ramona. It never says Ramona. Okay. Good morning, Russell. Hey, what's going on, Ramona? How are you? Hope you are doing well out there in Beat Town. That's Blythe. Okay. See, the reason why I wanted to go to my regular Facebook is because people from Blythe come on. And you know what? I love people from Blythe. I guess even Ramona. I love her too. So we even Ramona. Okay. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and checking it out. Yeah. So, and that's why it's all about the comments, right? Because I want to make sure I address people. And Ramona was a good friend of my mother's. Okay. So anybody is a good friend of my mom's, is a good friend of mine. Okay. So there you go. So Ramona, I thank you so much for coming on. Okay, let's see. Let's move on. Okay, then that's not supposed to be there. See right there, I already made a faux pas. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let me just go back and change that. That's one thing about what I'm doing here. You can change things on the fly. Let's see. What is this? What is today? Today is I guess it doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter that I change that at this point because I'm going to jump into the show anyway. Now, check out the QR code. Oh, QR code is right there, right? So, if you want information about me, my website, my I think my email is there as well. If it's not there, I'll make sure I give it at the end of the show. Just click on the QR code, take your camera, and just put it over that and it'll go to the site and just push it and click. There you go, you got all my information right there. So that's what that's for. So someone gave me this advice a couple like last week. They said, hey, do you use QR codes? I'm like, I haven't been. So you need to use a QR code. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So that's what that is. That's a QR code right there. It's going to be in every other slide that I go to, every other scene that I go to. So let's see. I see another comment. Messed up. Okay. You know what? That's okay, Ramona. You know, it's all about getting it right, right? So that's why I do the show because everything's not perfect. And you know, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because people that try to do these shows, and I mean attempt to do them, and they get frustrated because it's not perfect. It's not. Guess what? These shows are never going to be perfect. Okay, they're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to look perfect. But it's all about delivering when you have to, right? It's all about just putting things out there and see what sticks. Okay. So, like in Hollywood, they say, the show must go on, regardless if it's the perfect show, the setup is perfect, the lighting is you know what? Just do it. Okay. Like, Nike says, just do it. So it's all about putting the information out there. It's all about putting content out there. So just continue to put content out there because if I was discouraged 326 shows ago or whatever the heck it is, I would have stopped and I never would have done this again. So yeah, sometimes we do mess up, but that's okay. Just continue to do it. Just continue to go. So thank you for saying that, Ramona, because I appreciate that. So once again, I always showcase a hotel, and today is the Hyatt Regency LAX Century Boulevard. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but I used to work at this hotel, right? So that's a fun fact. But the funnier fact is I didn't work there as a Hyatt. It was not a Hyatt when I worked there. It was a Radisson. A lot of people forgot that this hotel, although it was originally built as a Hyatt Regency back in, I want to say the or sometime in the 70s, it was like one of two hotels that were on Century Boulevard back then. Okay, now I wasn't there then, okay, but it was originally built as a Hyatt Regency in the mid to late 70s. Then it became other hotels and it was a Radisson at some point. So back in 20, I was there in '04. I was there from '04 to '06 and it was a Radisson. Okay, so I was the director of sales and marketing there when it was a Radisson. So when I say I used to work there, I used to work in a building. That footprint is still the same, right? But obviously they've changed a lot of things internally. They've done renovation, probably more renovations than you can even talk about at this point. But the renovation that just got completed looks fantastic. I'm so happy for that hotel because it did need a renovation. And what they did in the lobby is they took out the escalator. So if you knew this hotel and you knew there was an escalator in the middle of it, they took it out. So that took some time to do it. So they finished it last year, but this is the first time. Last week was the first time I got a chance to go by and check it out. I've driven by it 1,000 times, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. And I went there like in the summer, and it was still they were still renovating. So renovations never go according to plan, especially when you're removing like two escalators from the lobby, right? So there's a lot going on, but they never closed the hotel down. They just worked around it. So now it's completely open. Lobby looks great. Guest rooms look phenomenal. And this is one of the guest rooms. And when I went to the hotel, I asked, they wanted to see you want to see a suite? I said, no, I want to see a regular room that everyone else would get. Okay. That's what I'm just the run of the house. Just give me a run of the house room. And this is what they showed me. I'm like, this room is outstanding. It's great, right? So yeah, so I'm so glad, and you got information there. Hyatt Regency LAX. This is on Century Boulevard. 579 guest rooms, 50,000 square feet of meeting space. Now, back in the day, before I got to this hotel, a goal of mine as a sales manager I wanted to be a director of sales and marketing of I think I'd said 400 room hotel with about 40,000 square feet of meeting space. That was a goal of mine, right? When I got into sales, I said, that's what I want. That's what I'm striving to achieve. Well, one of the stops on along my way was at the Westin Bonaventure. I was a national sales manager, account manager at the Westin Bonaventure, which is in Los Angeles County, the largest hotel, right? 1,300 rooms, 110,000 square feet of meeting space. So I went there because I needed big box experience. So I went there, took a kind of a lateral move and went there because I was a director of sales at a smaller property, but there's no way I was going to go from a 200 room property to a 500 room property. No one was going to give me that chance. So I needed some big box experience. So that's why I went to the Bonaventure. And then I planned on being the Bonaventure like 2 years. Well, an opportunity came up at the Radisson, and boom, I got it. I got the director of sales and marketing position at this 579 room 50,000 square feet. So when I said, I set this goal for myself and I actually got the goal in like 2 years. I never thought it would happen that fast, but it did. And after that, I'm like, well, what do I do now? I mean, I got to the pinnacle, at least my pinnacle. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? So, I just started working at smaller hotels, went up and like, you know what? The bigger hotels are fine. They're challenging. You have a lot more people you have to manage, right? So sometimes you just say, you know what, this is good. This was great that I got there, but I don't want to do this again. I don't want to stay here. Maybe I want to go back down. But no, just opportunities came up and to do different things. I became a general manager and whatever else. So and then this Russell of hotels things popped up, right? Where I'm able to help multiple hotels out within, the sales and marketing arena. And let me just throw that out there real quick. A lot of times we get these titles as director of sales and marketing, and we only use one part of it. Okay. If you have the title director of sales and marketing, start paying more attention to your marketing. Okay. And less to the sales part of it. And I did a whole thing on this last week. So feel free to go back and check out the replay on air with Russell of hotels from last week, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, it may be a shock to you, like, oh my God, he's saying that I should do less sales and less direct sale. But these are the days when we need more visibility, not just for the hotel, but for yourself, right? If you're the person that's in charge of selling this hotel, you need more visibility. You need people to see you, okay? Because people resonate with you. They don't resonate with a hotel, okay? They resonate with you because the relationships get formed from people to people, not from people to a building. The building does nothing for you. The building's not calling you. The building's not taking me to lunch. I've been doing this for a long time, and a building has never called me and said, hey, let's go to lunch. Or, hey, come, won't you come check it out? No, someone has to do all that, right? So keep in mind that the brand is you, okay? So when I start saying you need to do more marketing, the marketing starts with you, okay? So just remember that. I mean, I know we have sales managers and this and that, whatever, but we need to be the face of that brand that you represent, okay? Some people would take the bull by the horns and do that. And there's other people that would be passive, like, oh, I have sales managers for that. Well, if I'm back on property now, I'm taking the horns. Okay. And I'm like, the brand is me. Okay. You're going to buy from me, this hotel. I'm the brand that represents that brand. Right. But I'm the one that's going to be calling you. I'm the one that's going to be sending you the contract. The hotel is not. So we have to remember that we need to be out front of people and out front in front of people. Okay. That's just it. Whatever that is, if that's traveling, if that's on the phone with, if that's emailing, if that's on a Zoom call, whatever the heck it is, or if there's, one-on-one appointments, you go to these conferences and trade shows, one-on-one appointments. It's all about the relationship. It's not about, well, how many RFPs do you have? I need this, I need that. Before you can get to that, we got to know who you are. Okay. I know I'm bouncing all over the place with this, but you guys will understand, especially if you're in sales, you understand exactly what the heck I'm talking about. So, anyway, once again, the Hyatt Regency LAX Century Boulevard, 579 guest rooms, 50,000 square feet of meeting space. And let's move on. Let's move on. So, okay, so this is another part of that same room. Okay, it's just across from the bed, I believe. Two chairs, and you got a closet armoire. Oh, the TV is right there. I don't know if you can see that, but the TV is right there. I mean, it's an extremely flat screen, but it was very nice, very well appointed guest room. You like that term, well appointed? I don't know where that came from, but that's like a. If you look at descriptions on websites, a lot of hotels will say it's a well appointed room. What the heck does that mean? Well appointed. Is that in the dictionary? Encyclopedia? I don't know. So this right here is a like well, it's a meeting room, yeah, boardroom style, but it's right off the lobby. This is where the bar used to be. So they relocated the bar. So if you've ever been in this hotel, you walked in and to your right was the bar. It was kind of an open bar, had seating, and the bar was literally against that wall right there in the back. Well, they've taken all that out and they moved the bar somewhere else and they put this meeting space there. I'm like, that is great. I love that. Just a great use of space. And next to that, there's like this seating area, and I'm going to show you that as well. They did a great job. So okay, so there's a stairway, right? And okay, so the that meeting room that I showed you would be to the right of this. And then they kind of carved out this little alcove that has seating right there. And then they have more seating. You can't see it, but you have more seating to the right of that. So, man, they did a great job. I mean, when I walked in there, I was like, how you have to kind of take it in you have to take a minute to take it in because there's a lot going on. And there's so much space in this lobby now that's ridiculous. There was always a big lobby, but now it's I wouldn't say it's empty, but there's so many places to sit and just be. Right, you can do your work there. You can office out of there. Wi-Fi is free over there. Okay, as long as you walk in, you get that free Wi-Fi. I know I did. So you could office out of there, and that's what I do. I find a lot of hotels that have a lot of space like this, and you can just kind of like hang out with your laptop. You get that free Wi-Fi, and you make it happen, right? So great hotel. And then I want to show you this because with all the space that they have inside, they have green space outside. So a lot of people think it's an airport property. They don't have any green space out there. You can't do anything outside. Where you can do things outside. Now you can see the kind of now that building is not part of the hotel. That building is a separate building that sits on Sepulveda. Okay, but the pool is right there. So the pool is right there between the green space and that building. So very nice pool. They can do things outside. You can just use that lawn for receptions or whatever. If you want to get out, maybe lunch with some umbrellas. Get out of the mundane. We're going to do something in the ballroom. We're going to eat in the same room that we had the meeting in. No, do things outside. So don't a lot of like I said, a lot of people will say, oh, the airport properties don't have any green space. We can't do things outside. Well, hey, at the Hyatt Regency LAX on Century Boulevard, you can, right? And I'm sure they do a great job. They used to back when I was there, so I know they do a better job because there's different people there. So I know they do a great job. And then, oh, I had to show you this, right? So this is a self-serve market, right? So you go there, you see the kiosk right there. You see the kiosk on the wall on the right. You go in there, you have to have your room key to get in there, and you pay, and then you keep it going. You pay with your credit card or your debit card, you keep it going. There's no one in there working, right? It's a self-serve store, self-serve market. You get your chips. I don't think they had like alcohol or anything like that. No beer or wine. I don't remember seeing that. But a lot of sodas, water, bottled water, chips, candies, things like that. Things that keep you going if you don't want to eat in a restaurant, just snacks for your room, things like that. But I just thought it was cool the way it was just self-service. And it's so clean, and you need to check it out. If you haven't been there, check it out. Tell them Russell Hotel sent you. And this is the bar. So the bar that they kind of relocated, they put it here, and then they relocated the restaurant is in another part of the hotel, on the first floor, but on another part of the hotel, another part of the first floor. So there you go. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. And we got a topic for today. So real quick, and this show doesn't have to be that long. I'm at 25 minutes right now, and I typically I give myself an hour to do the show. But it depends on comments and chats and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So the topic for today is why brand awareness builds trust in hospitality. Now, my whole 2026 is devoted to brand awareness, creating that brand awareness, not just for myself, right? But for other hospitality professionals, for hotels, for DMOs, that's destination marketing organizations, for those folks that need a little more, or those buildings or those destinations that no one tends to know about, right? So it's all about creating that brand awareness and that trust. Brand awareness creates trust in hospitality, because we don't just book with anybody, unless we're just in a desperate situation. We like to know who we're booking with. Okay. We don't want to just, oh, I'm gonna book that hotel because it's close to the airport. Well, no, you want to know someone there as well, right? You want to be pursued, right? Just like you're going out on a date. Don't you want to be pursued? You don't just want to settle, right? So it's all about that relationship, right? So, but anyway, let me get to my iPad. Let me get to the iPad and it will be all right. Every now and then I'll break out in the song. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know where these songs come from. And I can't sing. Okay. So don't think I think that I can sing, because some people will they'll put things in the chat like, you can't sing. I know I can't sing, right? But that doesn't stop me from doing it. So just remember. Anyway, okay. The topic, why brand awareness builds trust in hospitality. Ooh, man, gotta catch my breath. No, I'm joking. What am I doing? Destination. In hospitality, attention creates brand awareness. Brand awareness builds trust, and trust leads to bookings. Because the truth is, your next client isn't always choosing the best option. They're choosing the option they recognize, the one they feel confident in, and the one they have been consistently showing up in front of them. So the one that's consistently showing up, that's the one that they remember, right? That may be the one they trust because they've seen it. Okay. They may not know anything about it, but if they continue to see it, meaning it's visible, they're going to like, oh, I see that hotel all the time. Oh, I know that hotel. They may not know you yet, but they know that they've been seeing that particular hotel. Maybe it's on social media. Maybe it's been on LinkedIn. Maybe it's been on TikTok. I don't know. I'm just using those as an example. Maybe you sponsor some things at events, right? And they see it on the screen, like, oh, let's just use the Hyatt LAX. Okay, you start seeing that, like, and you finally meet somebody from there. You're like, oh my God, your hotel is the one on Century Boulevard. Well, how'd you know that? Because I've been seeing it, and you just sponsored our breakfast this morning or something like that. So it's all about building brand awareness and trust. Okay, so the more you see it, the more it's going to be on someone's list. Okay, if you don't ever see it, no one's sending me emails about this hotel, I'm never going to know anything about it. So we have to make sure that we are visible, and a lot of times we're not. And contrary to popular belief, everyone does not know your brand exists. It just doesn't. Because if it did, I wouldn't be devoting 2026 and most of 2025 in why brand awareness builds trust in hospitality, or visibility, visibility and intentional and consistency. I wouldn't be talking about all those things if everyone knew your hotel or your destination existed, okay, or they knew you existed. Hadn't even got into that part of it, but anyway. So where was I? So today I'll be breaking down 3 key points that will help you stay visible, build trust faster, and turn that visibility into real business. Let's get into it. Number one, of course, I got like 3 things. I always limit it to 3 because I don't want to lose anybody. Okay. So, and I may have already lost some people, but that's okay. But I'm still going to do it. So where are we? Where are we? I had this already set up, and now all of a sudden I can't find anything. I can't find anything. Number one. Number one, attention is the new first impression. In hospitality, your first impression often happens online before a call, before an RFP, before a site tour. If people don't see you, they can't choose you. That's a quote right there. I made up that quote. If people can't see you or they don't see you, they can't choose you. So they have to be able to see you visually. They have to be able to see you. People think with their eyes. They see this hotel. They see you walk in the door, and they know you represent that hotel. Boom. Okay. Now I have, I understand. I understand that property, or I know that property. Key message: if people don't see you, they can't choose you. A hotel can be perfect for a group, but if the planner doesn't recognize the name, they'll book the property that feels familiar. So it's always that last hotel that you see, the last person that came in to talk about that particular hotel. It's called top of mind, right? Who's top of mind? Which hotel is top of mind? Like I said, we go to these conferences, and it's normally the last person I meet with. I remember that hotel, but that's only part of it, right? So when I get back to my office, or the meeting's over, the conference is over, I've flown back home, and now I'm back in office. Then I start getting emails from people that I met with. Okay. Because you need things to refresh your memory, right? Okay. I just spent like 2 days at this particular conference, and I met all these people. Okay. So what's going to make me remember them? It's all the repetitive stuff, right? It's the emails that you send. Maybe it's a follow-up phone call. Maybe they want to do a Zoom call with you, if you have time. Okay, you can do those things. But that's what gives people's attention. That first new impression is that, yeah, you meet them for the first time at these conferences, but what happens after that? Do you follow up? Because a lot of people don't. And I've done this thing for a while where I go to these conferences, and let's say I meet with 20 people in 2 days. And then, I started tracking the people that would respond to me, or that would follow up. And I guarantee you, out of, I said 20 people, I would say maybe 5, 6 people would actually send regular emails to me to follow up with me, say, hey, it was nice meeting you, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. The other people wouldn't do it. I'm like, well, why are they even coming to these conferences if they're not even following up? I mean, a lot of times we beg to go to these conferences, right? We need money to go to these conferences, but then you don't follow up. I'm like, well, why do you even go? So attention is the new first impression. Okay, a hotel can be perfect for a group, but if the planner doesn't recognize the name, they'll book the property that feels familiar. Okay, so make sure your name is out there. If that's your name, if that's the hotel name, make sure it's out there consistently. Number two, brand awareness builds trust before sales conversation. Trust isn't built when you send a proposal. Trust is built when your audience has seen you show up consistently with value. I'll read that again. Trust isn't built when you send a proposal. Okay, just because you send a proposal to me doesn't mean there's a trust there, right? That means you need some information, right? Trust is built when your audience has seen you show up consistently with value. Key message: consistency creates credibility. Posting updates, showcasing your meeting space, highlighting your team, and sharing wins makes planners feel like they already know you. So if you're taking your team out, take pictures of them, post that stuff, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever, post those things, tag people that follow you, right? So make sure, okay, this is one thing that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people do, but it's kind of on the fence. I'm kind of on the fence on, do a lot of people do this? Once you leave these conferences, do you connect with them on LinkedIn? Everyone should be on LinkedIn. Everybody should have, at the very minimum, a profile on LinkedIn. Every business should have that. Okay. And when I mean every business, every hotel, every DMO, every DMC should have a profile on LinkedIn. And I was about to say something. Oh, I caught myself. But it's funny how I'll go to hotels, and I'll give a prime example. I went to this hotel, the Hyatt Regency LAX. Okay. And I wanted to tag them on some of the photos and the video that I did. Guess what? I couldn't find their profile. So I don't know why that is. Do they not have? Well, I know why it is, because they don't have one. So make sure, at the very minimum, if you've learned something, if you want to take something away from this, don't take all the other crap that I'm saying. Take this. If you work for a hotel or a DMO or a DMC, or you have your own LinkedIn page, or you don't have one, make sure you do have one. And if you're a hotel, make sure it's updated, okay? Updated with new photos or current photos, but make sure you have a profile, okay? You have to have a profile, because one thing that I always tell people, when I have these conversations with hotels and brands and all this kind of stuff, so you don't know, or you cannot control how people buy you, meaning you don't know where they're going to find you. Is it going to be on Instagram? Is it going to be on LinkedIn? Is it going to be on YouTube? You have no idea. But your job is to make sure you have, at the very minimum, a profile on each one of those platforms. Now, if we do business with, maybe that's not a part of our function. We're the director of sales and marketing, but we have a PR company. Well, you're still responsible for it, okay? If you have that title, you're responsible. So make sure your PR company, or whoever the heck is doing it, has that information, and that you do have a profile. At the very minimum, you should have a profile on all those different platforms. I'm not saying you need to post on all of them, but you have to have a profile, because if people are trying to tag you, I mean, isn't that the ultimate form of flattery? Somebody's going to your hotel and tagging you because they're there and they like something about it. That would be the ultimate form of flattery. But if they can't find you, they can't tag you. So, and it shouldn't be hard to find. If you're the Hyatt Regency LAX, well, damn it, it should be under the Hyatt Regency LAX. Oh my God, that's man, it's just ridiculous to me how that's the easiest part of marketing and promoting your business, making sure you're showing up on these social media platforms. Okay. LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, that's four right there, right? I go a little step further, and go maybe 5 or 6. No, like I said, no one said you had to post on all of them every day and all this, but you should always have a presence. And that goes back to have a even if you can't be present, you can have a presence. Okay. Have a presence, even if you're not present. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even if you're not in the room, you're not in their office, they can still know you're there. And that's on social media. People spend so much time on social media, right? So if you're in charge of your brand, your hotel, your DMO, your DMC, make sure you still have a presence, even though you're not present. Whew, man, is this a master class on sales and marketing? I don't know what it is, but it's something. So anyway, where was I? Consistency creates credibility. Posting updates, showcasing your meeting space. Showcase your meeting space. I had this conversation with someone the other day. Make sure you showcase your meeting space. And sometimes that stuff that we have on, that what do you call it? That virtual tour that we have, that doesn't work. And a lot of planners don't like that. Okay, I know you guys spend a lot of money on that stuff, but is it functional? Have you actually gone in and taken a look at it? Have you tried to navigate through that yourself? Make sure you do those things. I mean, like I said, we pay a lot of money. We put those on our website and we think it's the end all be all. Well, it's not. A lot of times it doesn't work. It's not showing everything. It's not showing all the dimensions. It's not showing different setups. It's like a one-time thing. And can you change the front of the room around? I mean, the staging and all that. I mean, you need to show different types of setups. And a lot of times we do these things, we can just take photos on our iPhones and show it to our clients. Okay. So let them know that you are flexible. Hey, I know on our website we have one angle, but we can do multiple angles. That's suggestive selling. That's suggesting that, hey, we can be as flexible as you want us to be. Right. But if they don't know that, they don't know how flexible you can be. So, because like I said, we think those photos and those videos are selling the things for ourselves. No, you still have to sell it. Okay. It's a tool that you're using, but you have to let them know, you have to let just this potential client or a client know that we are flexible. We can do this. This is just a guideline, but doesn't mean this is the end all be all. If you want the entrance or if you want the head of the room to be over here, then we can change it around. I mean, you have to let people know, but let them know that this is the drawback to doing that. If you do that, then this is going to happen, or this may be potentially happening, or whatever. But let people know that you are flexible, and you can't do that by just showing them a one photo of one size fits all or one setup fits all. You can't do that. But we try. Number three, trust turns into bookings because it reduces hesitation. Groups don't book what they're unsure about. They book what feels reliable, responsive, and proven. Key message here: trust removes risk. When your hotel or destination has visible testimonials, client stories, and real content, the buyer moves faster because the decision feels safer. Okay, yeah, you want to feel safe. Buyers want to feel safe. Okay, they want to know that people are have made comments about it, or there's some testimonials out there, and put those testimonials online. Don't just have them to yourself. Put that crap online. Put that stuff online so people can see, so the world can see it. Right? If they're saying, "Oh, we love working with Russell. Oh, he did this. He showed us how flexible the hotel was. His staff is wonderful." Whatever, and then show photos of people helping and set up room setups and the chef preparing food. That's one thing we don't do enough of. We don't show behind the scenes. The back of a house. We need to start showing back of a house things. This is where this happens. This is where the chef gets the food. This is how they prep for the food. I mean, all those types of things, we need to tell the story. We shy away from that stuff when that's the thing that will sell your hotel or your destination, the behind the scenes things, because everyone doesn't understand how this whole thing works, right? They contact you, and then we go from there, right? But no one knows the people that are involved in things. All the hands that are involved in when they receive food from the outside. How does it get prepared? How does it get from when it's delivered to when it's on the plate and it's being served to you? They don't know all the hands that are involved in that. And sometimes we have to show those things because, like I said, these people are laymen. They don't know. So be educational and make it easy for them to choose your hotel because they've seen all the things and you made it comfortable for them and you've explained things and there you go. So, man, whew, I'm on a roll today. Can you tell? Closing. All right. So let's bring it home. Okay. That's it. I'm done with that. But if you remember nothing else from today's episode, remember this: attention creates brand awareness. Brand awareness builds trust. Trust leads to bookings. Trust leads to bookings. There's a bunch of things that go on, but the trust leads to them actually booking your hotel. Okay. Visibility is not about being loud. People think that, oh, the more visible you are, the louder you get. No, that's not it. It's about being consistent, being intentional, and showing your audience why you're the right fit before they reach out. Okay. Why is that hotel the right fit? It's because of something that you've done. It's not because of the building. It's not because of that setup that they happen to see on your website. No, it's about you, right? It's about you. It's about the story that you have painted for them, right? It's about the flexibility. It's about all those things. So let's just make sure that we're doing that stuff. Let's just make sure we're doing that. So, okay, so let's move on. And I think I have a who's hiring. I have a couple jobs here as well. Let me see. And we're almost done here. See, what time is it? 1:45. Oh, we're rolling. We're rolling like clockwork. Okay. So who's hiring? Real quick. And these jobs today are in the greater LA area. I don't think I have anything outside of LA today, outside of California. Who's hiring? Okay. 24/7 hotels. You guys know about 24/7? 24/7. They open 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 24/7 hotels. They're looking for a corporate director of digital marketing. Okay, I like that. Marriott International, and I want to say that's downtown properties, downtown Marriott's. They're looking for a senior transient sales manager. Transient sales, one room, not multiple rooms, not group, transient sales. Marriott Burbank, they're looking for a director of sales. The Marriott Burbank. The Sunrose Hotel. Now, I think the Sunrose was something else before. Was it the dang it? I can't think. It starts with a T. No, starts with a P. Pendry. Now I have to do some. Let me do my research, but I think the Pendry in West Hollywood is now the Sunrose Hotel. I'm thinking that's what it is. But anyway, the Sunrose Hotel, they're looking for a sales coordinator. West Drift, Manhattan Beach, that's one of my favorite hotels. The West Drift and Manhattan Beach, I love that hotel. It's a Marriott hotel as well. It's they're looking for a group sales coordinator. And then the Four Seasons Westlake Village. I love the Four Seasons in Westlake Village. They're looking for a travel industry sales manager, whatever that means. Travel industry sales manager. Okay. Sounds good. So those positions are either on H Careers or Indeed.com. So, research accordingly and find those jobs. So I think that's about it, other than I have one more thing to go over. And this is I agreed to do this, and Mr. Victor Simmons put me on the spot and said, "Hey, I'm starting this podcast, and I want you to be the first guest." And I said, "What do you think I said?" I said, "Okay." So yeah, so this is tomorrow. So it's gonna be on live on LinkedIn. Let's just follow Victor Simmons. If you're not connected with Victor Simmons, please do so. Then that way you can check it out live tomorrow. So yeah, so Victorious Endeavors is the name of his company. I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about. He's going to ask me a bunch of questions. I know that, but it should be fun. It should be educational. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be tomorrow. That's Wednesday, January 21st, 11 a.m. PST. So that's California time. Victor's on the East Coast, but we're going to do it at 11 a.m. here, okay, in California, because you guys know I'm in Los Angeles. So there you go. So make sure you check that out tomorrow, live with Victor Simmons on LinkedIn, and just follow him or connect with him on LinkedIn. And there you go. So once again, Victorious Endeavors. Thank you so much, Victor. I always appreciate that. And that's another thing, right? So when people ask you to come on and do a podcast, or they have a show that they want you to be a guest on, that's another way of being visible. It's all about the visibility factor, right? So make sure you take advantage of those things, know the subject matter, and I, it's funny how I don't practice what I preach, right? When someone comes on my show, I don't give them any questions or anything. I just say, hey, the things you should know, the things I'm going to ask you, you should know already. I mean, you do know. So, because it's all about them. But I asked Victor, like, well, what are you going to ask me? So he sent me this whole list of things he's going to ask me. I'm like, damn. I mean, it's a lot. I have to do my homework on the stuff that he's going to ask me. So I think, well, potentially he can ask me. So I got to do my homework, and I haven't done it yet. I haven't started yet, Victor. So after this show, I guess I got to start looking at the stuff, the subject matter that you send me. But yeah, but always, it's all about being visible. It's all about being consistent. It's all about being intentional. Okay. So take this. I came up with this acronym. It's VIC, VIC, for I guess like victorious or victor, right? VIC. Be visual, be intentional, and be consistent. VIC. Okay. So those are things that, help you create that brand awareness, elevating your brand and letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? Without those things, we're not reaching the people that we should. So just make sure we understand that when people invite us to come on to their shows, we make sure we take advantage of that, because it opens you up to a new audience. Because guess what? There's people on Victorious Endeavors or Victor Simmons platform that I don't know, and they don't know me. Okay, so this opens yourself up to a new audience of people that didn't know you even existed. Okay, just like if someone comes on my show, it's the same thing. It opens up you to people that may not have known who you were. Now they know, oh my God, I've heard about this guy, and now he's on here. Okay, now I know what he does. Now I know the nature of what, being a meeting planner is, or a hotel site selection. I never even heard of hotel site selection. Well, he kind of explained that. I never thought about elevating my brand. Well, now I'm going to elevate my brand. I didn't know that being on these shows helps you out like that. I didn't know that Victor had, 20,000 people that, that follow him, that are connected with him. Well, now you have access to those people, right? So that's what it's all about, right? It's all about creating that access, creating that visibility, but you got to be consistent. You got to be intentional about what you're trying to do or who you're trying to reach. Okay. So just remember those things. If you didn't learn anything today, just know that visibility, just know VIC, VIC, visibility, be visible, be intentional, be consistent. So if you're trying to create this brand awareness, those are things you need to do. Be visible, be intentional, and be consistent. Those are things, right? That's it. That's all we need to do, right? So do you think you can do that? Probably not, but that's okay. Probably not, but you know what? It's okay. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. So anyway, once again, thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Let me just give you my. You see the QR code right there. I'm gonna put a bigger one up there just so you can see a bigger QR code. So you can't. Okay, so you can't. There's no mistake in that. I'm like, damn, that's a big one. So yeah, so this has more information on it. My email's on here as well as my website. So feel free to click on that. I would appreciate it. And I see, yeah, so there you go. There you go. So anything else I have to share with you? I think that's it. How do you follow me? Let's see. Do I have that information on here? I have so much information on here, but sometimes I can't find it. So yeah, so if you follow me on, if you don't follow me, make sure you follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube. So if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so at Russell of Hotels. LinkedIn is at Russell L. Edmond. Okay, that's my real name. Okay, so make sure you follow me on those platforms as well, because I post things all the time. I'm on 5 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then on Tuesdays, I do this show here. So today's Tuesday. So that's why I'm doing this show here. So let's just make sure that if you had any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. Once again, this is the QR code. So just use the QR code. Even when the show's over, you can go back and put your phone over the QR code and it still works, right? So there you go. Is there anything else I can say? I don't think so. So anyway, that is it. Once again, thank you, Ramona, for your comments. I do appreciate that. And that is it for today. So once again, tomorrow is Wednesday. So I'll be doing the show with Victor. So make sure you guys check out that tomorrow. Once again, let me just throw that up there with Victor Simmons on LinkedIn tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So make sure you're there. Check it out. And I guess that's it. So until tomorrow, we love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Until then, we'll see you.